No, you aren't.
Pretty sure I am.
Pretty sure you're not.
Pretty sure you can suck it!
Suck what?
I don't know.
No, foxtail, because you ain't got one.
Actually, yes, I do. So fuck you.
No, you don't. He hasn't arrived yet. So fuck you.
Mia,
Fuck you. I still own it.
it. You can suck it. Alright, so again, I don't have chat open, so you guys relay me the feedback.
How? Yeah, everyone in the chat. Can it look good to everyone? Are we balanced well? Game audio sound good?
I sound good. Oh wait, I never sound good.
Do we sound okay?
I am talking right now, so you can also compare the volume of my voice to my co-host's voice.
Nathan's here.
No, it's you guys.
I'm sad.
We're not officially sanctioned co-hosts.
No, you guys are temp co-hosts.
Apparently everything is fine according to people. Apparently.
Like, apparently...
So...
It's high five, Ghost.
Do I start?
Yeah, go for it, son. Kick it off.
Alrighty, here we go. So the first things first is let's change our settings. Fast text speed, animations off, battle styles set, and here we go.
What's the difference between the battle styles? I never knew it.
So you know how after you kill an opponent's Pokemon, it's like, your opponent is going to use this Pokemon, would you like to switch? That's what switch is. If you do set, then it doesn't give you that text box.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I know it's always cool to like do in marathon settings to name the characters, but unfortunately for this run, I actually have to name the characters certain things. So the trainer is going to be blue, which that's not too bad. But the thing is, at the rival, I have to name him Mon Space.
What do you have to call him?
Mon Space. It's
M-O-N?
Well, no, it's M and N in a one character slot. That is supposed to be, because there's P and K in a character slot, so that's Poke, and then the MN is Mon. So I have to name him Mon Space.
Professor Oak is a fucking moron.
Well, he's not the moron, his child is the moron for naming his grandson such a shitty name.
No, but he can't remember his own. He can remember all
name
these
his
Pokemon.
grandson.
Yeah, but could you remember Mon Space?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if my grandson had a name like that, I'd remember it. That sticks out to you.
Well, the thing too is Professor Oak also loves you more than his own grandson. That's why when you win when you win the Pokemon League, he says, "I rushed over right away," and then your rival's like, "But Grandpa, silence! I'm talking to my favorite child."
Well, that's because if you go by the anime, he's clearly fucking your mother.
Yeah, that's true. That Dahlia booty. Alright, so I'm gonna pick Bulbasaur. I have to. Sorry guys, I really would like to pick Squirtle, but I can't.
Squirtle's the best. While you're doing that, I just want to say we have a new donation, $2 from Bluebird 1992. Says, "Heyo, I have returned once again. I have a request for Nathan and the team. Can you sing either Pepsi Man theme or Gideon, Geddan? Also, can you roast Mira again for Sonic Colors, Asteroid Coaster? WTF happened at the end. Love you." Oh, sure, buddy. Mia, your Sonic Colors run was abysmally bad. I hate you at life, but I want you to record every game. But history of the internet. I myself, I'm not too familiar with the Pepsi Man theme.
I do. I know it.
Then go for it.
Doom, 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 doom. Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man.
Oh.
Don't know if there's any more. That's the part everyone cares about, right?
That's literally it.
I'm assuming you're calling these characters this stuff just because it like fucks with variables and stuff.
Well, I named Bulbasaur 8 just because it's faster, even though I only fight 2 battles, so it's not like it's gonna take that much time. In this first battle, you just spam tackle. You want to hopefully get critical hits, because Charmander will use Growl a lot, and criticals in Gen 1 ignore stat debuffs, so
Yeah.
that works, but the reverse of that is that Charmander does 6 damage when he gets a critical, so I gotta keep my life up. That's why I use the house potion to stay alive. So that fight went okay. It can go really
9 experience points.
yeah. That fight can be abysmally long if you get 6 growls on you and you're missing, and you're getting low damage rolls, and it's a big pain in the ass. So with this run, I do have to do a little bit of grinding, and by grinding I mean I have to fight 2 random encounters. I just need to be level 7 before I get to Viridian Forest, which I can do by fighting 1 level 4 Pidgey or a combination of 2 level 2 to 3 encounters. So you do the Pidgey, the Rattata, it doesn't fucking matter.
Here's something that only Mia might get. Mia, do you find that the sprite of Bulbasaur from behind looks like an ice gem?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. It does.
And it makes me hungry.
They're yummy.
The reason the back sprites for red and blue are so bad is because the back sprites are the exact same as they were in Japanese red and green. So what a lot of people know is that the
But how come
sprites...
they were bad in the first place?
And well, the thing is, in Japanese red and green, all the sprites are fucking terrible. But some people may question why, for certain Pokemon, in their back sprite their arms are down, but in their front sprite their arms are up. It's because the back sprites are meant to like mirror the front sprites in Japanese red and green. So when all the sprites got a graphical update with red and blue, they kept the back sprites. So that's why there's a discrepancy between front sprites and back sprites.
Yeah, think about it.
Yep. So this is the last random encounter that I need to fight, or hopefully it's not a level 4 Pidgey. Oh no, it's level 2, we're good.
So while you're doing that, I'll just remind everyone why we're here. We're of course here raising money for the Dreamscape Foundation, an amazing charity that helps people of all ages with abilities all across the country. If you're watching this either on Twitch or watching this on our website, funnycharityroom.com, if you click the donate button, it'll take you to the GoFundMe page where you can leave a donation. If you have any questions or something you want us to try and do, you can request it there. And if you want to add to an incentive game like Johnny's Castlevania games or what pinball game you want to make Donny make, just leave a comment there and we will update the incentive list on the website.
I heard that as the push. I heard that as push the Donny button. It's like, why are we pushing the Donny button?
Push the Donny button.
Yeah.
I forget. I know. You said you called the Bulbasaur A just because it was the quickest name, but do you have to change the name of Bulbasaur?
I don't think so. I don't think it, because the thing is that when it gets to the point of the game where I need the names to count, Bulbasaur is in the PC, so it shouldn't really count. And the reason I'm talking to Professor Oak to the left is because your rival actually walks slower than you. So when you take the extra step to be further up screen, you scroll the screen up. So when your rival walks on screen, he has to walk less steps and therefore waste less time.
Look at NBA on these fucking pro strats.
It's literally just the little things. I mean, this run is fast enough that you really want to take advantage of the little time saves across the board.
When will the names matter? Because
The names are going to matter at the very, very, very end, and I'm not exactly sure about like what leads to what, but the names I picked specifically give me an outcome that I need that's like 100% consistent. Because with any other names, little things will change, and it doesn't make the run impossible, it's just that I would have to do a different strategy that I don't really know about. I didn't really look it up, so I was like, let's just find the names that give me consistent items and done. Just be on my way.
So MBM, so you said this is a no save corrupt run. What is the record then, I guess, for a no save corrupt?
I believe it's in the 17-minute range. And for those that don't know, save corruption, there's an issue with Gen 1 where if you reset the game on a certain frame and you reload your save, you can corrupt certain bits of data in the memory. For speedruns, it tends to usually be the bit that controls how many items you have or how many Pokemon you have. I know with the very basic any percent, which it's a joke category because all you do is just get all zeros, but with that one you corrupt the bit that tells the game how many Pokemon you have, so that you turn the game from having 0 Pokemon in your party to 256, so you heavily overflow your party. Alright, so now we're in the forest, and the thing about the forest is that you can actually heavily minimize the number of encounters you get. So if you look right here at this tile when the stream gets there, you'll notice that there is a star-shaped grass blade of grass. The thing that's interesting about the star-shaped blade of grass is that Game Freak forgot to program encounters on those tiles. So as long as you walk on a blade of grass that has one of those little star shapes, you will not get an encounter in Viridian Forest. Like, I can understand when people are like, oh, you're not supposed to find these glitches, no one's gonna figure stuff out like that, but when one of your basic mechanics of the game is you walk in grass and you find Pokemon and you forget to program encounters on grass, like, come on, you can't forgive that. That's lazy.
I
But
forget.
Gen 1 is amazing.
It's perfect.
MBO, I forget. Are you a hater of Gen 1?
No, I just don't like people thinking it's the greatest thing of all time, especially when, like, those kinds of people don't really know that
But
much
you- but
about
see,
Gen 1.
It's good because I grew up with it
That's
in my
the pro-
childhood.
That's my problem, is when the reason you judge a game as good or bad is whether I played it as a kid. That doesn't make something good. You eat dirt when you're a kid. Does that make eating dirt good? Don't answer that question.
Yes.
I was gonna say, don't answer that.
Okay, so remember during the last run where I requested someone to draw a picture of MBM punching Mia with the sign "No Foxes Allowed"?
Yeah.
Me.
Someone drew it. I love you, Nobutron. It still looks fantastic.
Like an actual drawing, not just little cartoon
Yes.
words.
No, it's you. They drew you with a massive six-pack, dude. You didn't buff as shit.
Hell yeah! It's historically accurate.
But like Mia, I guess that they took Mia's design off her fox avatar, so it's just MBM punching a fox and her tail fell off.
Nice.
No.
Alright, so here's...
No
Now-
Patron.
Rex
Be
Mia.
racist.
So the next thing I'm going to do is I need to set up for the first big glitch of the run. And what I need to do is I need to have the Bulbasaur's attacks, I need them to have certain PP or power point. And I got a Metapod, which is exactly the encounter I wanted. Like, this is actually fucking perfect. I hope I don't screw it up. So I need to have exactly 36 growls, and I need exactly 16 tackles on a Bulbasaur in order for this glitch to work. So I'm just gonna use growls and use tackles on this Metapod until I get to the correct numbers for the glitch.
I've always wondered, like, how do people find the they must take a lot of just trial and error, replaying over and over and over again to find these like frame perfect, stat perfect.
It really is.
situation.
It's a lot of stuff like that, and also it helps that with certain emulators, it'll show like the hidden frame data, the like positional values, stuff like that. But a big thing about the glitches is that there's a foundation where a lot of these glitches are based upon older known glitches. So like this glitch I'm gonna do, it's rooted in the foundation of Brock skip. So all they did was like modify it, and then once they knew that, oh hey, it's possible to change this glitch to behave this way, let's go through all the possible things, because this is so early in the game, like they'll go through, okay, what if I have these Pokemon? What if this Pokemon has these moves? And since it's early on in the game, they don't really have to go through too much, as opposed to like at the end of the game where you would literally have to do calculations for what if I have any of the Pokemon that you could possibly have at this point in the game. So a big thing I need to do is I need to have 5 items. It doesn't really matter which ones, I just need any 5. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor over the save, because I'm not going to be able to move it when I do this glitch, so I need to have it preset to save, and away we go. Alright, so this guy's going to tell me that Brock is looking for cool trainers and I should challenge him, but I'd rather not. Instead, I'm just going to cancel his text box with the B button, and then buffer the save button, so that before he walks me over to Brock, I open the menu, I save the game, I reset the game, and now you guys are going to see why I did such. So now he's going to tell me again that I have the right stuff, I should take on Brock, but nah, I think I'm just going to walk to the next route. On second thought, I'm going to feel a bit guilty about it, and instead, I'm going to open up my Pokemon menu, because, like I said, this glitch is based upon Bulbasaur having certain moves with certain PP, so I have to open the menu so the data for that is loaded, cancel it out, talk to him again. He's going to tell me I should talk to Brock, but again, no, and now I can walk through walls. So now I can walk through all of the levels, or I can get in a trainer battle that I'm not supposed to, which is pretty bad, so I'm going to reset because I fucked up.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm really aroused right now.
Good, good. I was walking one step too high, so I ended up getting into a battle that I should not have. Because what I'm doing is, like I said, normally this glitch just lets you skip having to fight Brock, but because they found a way that with certain Pokemon, you can also walk through walls, they named this glitch Brock through walls. So, the community can be cheeky little bastards. So because of that, I can walk on ledges, I can walk wherever I want, but also the guy who really wants me to battle Brock is still walking around the screen, and I feel bad for him. He's so desperate for me to battle and get my first badge, but it's not happening, brah. And now because I can walk through walls, I can skip Mount Moon, skip the whole dealio, just keep walking, skip all the battles, skip having to ever meet Team Rocket, just no, none of it, just it's not happening. And look, I'm already almost to Cerulean, which that's great. I mean, I got to go to Cerulean without ever having to step foot in Mount Moon. I mean, this is pretty much the greatest thing of all time, right? Well, there's more to it, because now I'm just gonna walk from Cerulean straight to Saffron City. I'm just gonna walk a little bit of just a little out of bounds. The thing about it is that I have to walk a very specific path, because if I don't, I can actually fall into game crashes. So the route I'm following is pretty specific, and I have to make sure that I don't hit any of the out of bounds triggers that will crash the game. And now that I'm at Saffron, I'm gonna save just so.
Me, or are you cutting out?
I might be cutting out.
Yeah, the audio is going a bit down. I want to say
fine on the street. It's probably fine on the stream. I think it's a Skype thing.
yeah.
It might be.
I would say though, I wish the Pokemon Origins miniseries was just like glitching.
Yeah, that's why I like when the episode where he goes to Pewter City. They're like, "How long have you been with your Pokemon?" 3 days. 3 days? Like, yeah, what the fuck? 3 days? That's way too long to take to get to Pewter City. The fuck's wrong with you, Red? But yeah, going to Saffron City also means I can skip a whole lot, but I save at the Saffron Center because I need to set it up as a teleport point. My next stop is Celadon. Thankfully, the guards only block you one way. They only block you if you're going to Saffron. They don't block you if you're walking away from Saffron, so I'm free to go to the other 4 adjacent cities. So I'm going to go to Celadon, and I'm going to talk to this guy to get the coin case, because the next thing we're going to do is purchase a Pokemon. Because why catch them when you can just buy them? Fucking capitalism. Another thing too is that a lot of people are wondering, like, well, don't you need to gamble? No, I don't need to gamble. I can rely on charity, motherfuckers! So I'm just gonna get 20 coins, 100 coins, and that's enough to get the Pokemon that I need. And it's also the reason why I'm playing on the blue version, because the Abra is cheaper in blue than he is in red. You can still get him in red, you just need to talk to more people and get more coins. So now that I got Abra, I'm going to teleport back to Saffron City.
Hashtag blue is up.
Blue's up. Alright, now that I'm back in Saffron, I'm going to deposit my Bulbasaur. He is no longer needed.
What? But he's original.
He served his purpose. He did a good job. Okay, look, we're depositing him, but he was a good boy. All right, we can all just admit that Bulbasaur was a good boy. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a glitch called Trainer Fly. Most of you may know this glitch as the Mew glitch, or how to get Mew not under the truck. Anywho, the basic premise is that as I walk onto this route, I'm going to walk in front of a trainer. As soon as I get into his line of sight, I'm going to buffer a pause. With that pause, the game is going to pause itself. So once I do that, I need to make sure I switch my coin case out of the 6th inventory slot. It doesn't matter which one of these items is in that 6th slot. It just has to be something with a number, not the coin case. So I'm going to switch that, and before I unpause it, I'm going to teleport away. So the game is like, hey, you need to be in a battle, and I'm just going to go, nah, brah, I'm out. So I teleport.
Yeah, I get it.
I teleport away. However, that doesn't mean I got away scot-free. The game actually has loaded in its memory that when I step on that route, it owes me a battle. So when I step on any tile that's assigned to that route, it's gonna give me a battle. The only problem is, since I trainer flew away, all of my buttons are locked. So I need to get in a battle, but it needs to be a battle that won't soft lock the game. So what I do is I have to get in a battle where the trainer walks to me. For some weird reason, if the trainer walks to you, it doesn't soft lock the game. So the easiest battle to get into that requires a trainer walking towards me is this first guy in the dojo, and all he has is a Machop. And that's no problem because down at that route, it has loaded in the game, I'm in a battle. But the thing is, it doesn't know with what. So what we have to do is we essentially are going to feed the game information to fill in the gaps of, he's in a battle on this route, but with what? So usually with Trainer Fly Glitch, you use the special stat of the last Pokemon you battled, and that correlates to specific Pokemon. Also, the attack stat of that enemy Pokemon will also correlate to the level of that encounter. It literally just pulls bits of data to fill in the gaps. Now, because we died to Machop, it kind of gets like a half data. It didn't really load a full Pokemon. So with that half data that we got from Machop, I'm also going to make sure I open my menu, close it, and then go back down to the route. My menu automatically pops up because the game owes me that battle. I'm going to cancel out the menu, and with the half data that was gathered from Machop, from dying from Machop and opening my menu, the correlated Pokemon is missing number. So I forced the game to force me into a battle with missing number. The reason I want that Pokemon is because all Pokemon have a seen bit and a caught bit. And it's pretty much like with your Pokedex, you know, I've seen this Charmander, but I've caught this Bulbasaur. And it clicks on and off 2 bits. Missing number's seen bit is located in the spot where the game figures out how many items you have in your 6th inventory slot. So by seeing missing number, I activate his seen bit and thus activate the bit that gives me way more awakenings than I had before. Because the end goal is I need to have 255 awakenings. So I'm going to do what I just did again to add more awakenings to my inventory. So again, I'm going to buffer out a pause. I'm going to make sure I toss 2 awakenings. That way I have 256, not 257. You know, basic math.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Gonna Trainer Fly away. I'm just doing the same thing twice because I need to have 255 of an item. Doesn't matter what, I chose awakenings.
Nice. MBM, while you're doing that, but I was going to remind everyone, because MBM is dropping down some fucking mind-blowing pro strat information here, and I think that deserves some goddamn donating. I want everyone to click that little donate button, and I want everyone to drop some money for the Dreamscape and leave a comment expressing how fucking amazing MBM's pro strat is. I think we got one right now from the crazy Evan. Mexi is love. Ethan. So I keep saying Evan. My bad. You know what, Mia? You're not a fox, you're a scum. The crazy Even. Mexi is love, Mexi is life hard. Keep up the great speed running. Dude, for future reference, just call me Even whenever you see this name. Hey, thanks.
He got you there. Alright,
So, yeah. Fuck you, Machamp.
Yeah, well, fuck you, Aber, I get killed. And again, I just load up that half data of... That's not what it actually is, it's just that's a pretty easy way to understand that. By dying to the Machop and opening up the menu, it's not like real Pokemon data, it's sort of just half data. That's why it pulls up missing number, not a battle with an actual Pokemon. Because it can be an actual Pokemon, like it could be a freaking Execute or a Tauros, like anything. Or Mew if you do it in certain areas. So now here comes the big glitch. What I'm
Somebody in the chat just said, Salvador Diaz says, I can't tell if MBM is speaking English anymore. I agree. I don't know half the shit you're talking about, dude.
No problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the 3rd item in my inventory with the 255 awakenings. And then I'm going to toss it. I don't need it. It's all good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss all the items in the first inventory slot 4 times. Now, you notice, I had 1 awakening. Now I have 2. Why did that happen? Well, when the game scrolls your menu up, it does a very basic copy, paste, delete. So it copies the item, pastes it in the slot above, and deletes the original. But when the game has 255 of an item, it copies it, it pastes it above, and then it forgets to delete the original item down below it. So the game is in this like limbo state of, well, he has 2 of these items, right? But it also manages to keep track of, no, there's actually only 1 of that item. So by scrolling the awakenings up, I'm moving the whole item up and I'm creating these fake inventory selections. These are awakenings that I can select and toss, even though technically that coin case at the bottom is the item that's scrolling up. So this is what allows me to toss important items that, hey, you're not supposed to toss that, it's a key item. The next thing I'm going to do is sell all but 2 of the awakenings, because with these glitched out inventory menus, I can select them, and collapse the inventory, I'm essentially just deleting my items. So at this point, it looks like I have 3 items, but I actually have -1 items. And Gen 1 Pokemon is interesting because it doesn't really know what to do with negative numbers. Negative numbers just don't exist. So rather than reading it as negative items, it instead gives me a shit ton of items, like way more items. Items that don't even exist, like Box J period. I also have like over 100 TM26s, which I'm going to select. I'm then going to take that TM26 down to these Master Balls times 17. Because when you overflow your items, the data for your items starts to bleed over into really unfortunate areas, like the game's memory. So by selecting items, tossing items, moving items, I'm actually moving the game's physical RAM, and I can do that to create map codes, which is how doors work. Doors are actually just teleporters. You enter a door, the game pulls out of its memory to pull up this map. So by moving the TM26, putting it over Master Ball 17, tossing 9 of those items, I generated a specific map code that leads me to the Pokemon Hall of Fame. And now that I'm in the Hall of Fame, I have beaten the game. I am Pokemon Master. I have a Hall of Fame team of an Abra. Another interesting thing about this route is I get to end with 666 monies. And that is Pokemon Blue.
Six, the devil.
Well, Pokemon in video games as a whole, we all know, are of the devil. Come on, guys.
And that's it.
That's Pokemon Blue. So
again, a round of applause to Mexi for that. It broke my brain. I had no idea what the fuck you were saying, but that was incredibly impressive. So how many? I guess just while the credits are going off, was this like one person, the work of one person, or was it like a group of people finding out different, this does this, this does this?
It was a group effort. It's a community effort. I did none of the testing or any of the finding of these glitches. The only contribution I have to this route was I thought it would be a cool idea if we did the no save corruption strats, but we allowed us to use Brock Skip. And so that's when I just came up with this little joke category that I thought would be fun for marathons called no badges. And then from there, they found the rest, the Brock through walls, the underflow without having to get a water. It was other people, a huge community of guys that are just doing all the work for this. And I just really like this run because it's easy, it's short, and it's something that just it shows just how broken Gen 1 is, because that is a message that the world needs to know.
You know, I think the best way to end it is we just got a $2 donation from Peter Pants, who just simply states, "Is this real life?"
No, just a fantasy.
Which I think perfectly sums up this run. So I take it a run like this done a lot at like Summer Games Done Quick. We'll do shit like this.
It's been done. Let's see. It was the main Pokemon run for one AGDQ, and I think it was a donation incentive. For another one. I know the big, like, really fun to show off all the glitches run is something called Reverse Badge Order, which if you just watch SGDQ, you've seen it. And it uses it's basically a category that was created because they found Brock through walls. I don't know if I'll actually learn it, but just maybe I will, just to see how glitchy and fun it is and to show it off to people. Because I'm always a big fan of these I can't even think of the word, but essentially just like these short runs that like you can just pull out of your butt and just show people. Like, it's a novelty run, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, brocking down walls is my job.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Very true. I mean, as we're at the end of your run, and as Ted is about to get ready to set up Kirby 64, anything you wanna add about this fantastic game-breaking run you just did?
It's a fun run, and you guys should keep sticking around, keep donating. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I didn't upset anyone's sensitivities or ruin anyone's childhood experience of the game, because, oh god, that's the last thing I want to do is ruin your experience.
Well, guys, thank you so much. We're taking a very quick break, but we'll be back. I'll be back with Ted in a few minutes for Kirby 64.
Bye bye.
Yeah.